Thanks for tuning in to Know Wine in No Time. I'm your host Dave, and today we're here in the kitchen where we just finished up a batch of scratch-made French onion soup. And you know what goes perfectly with French onion soup? That would be a white wine from southwest France. So let me give you an idea a little bit about that particular region before we get into the wine itself. So southwest France obviously is in the southwest corner of France. And in that particular area, we have a cultural fusion of several different regions. We have Aquitaine to the north, we have the Midi-Pyrenees to the south, and in that particular area, we have really a fusion of French, Spanish, and Basque cultures. So we see quite a bit of diversity in that particular area. This is the part of France that's given us literary characters like the Three Musketeers and Cyrano de Bergerac. From a culinary standpoint, not only is French onion soup quite popular, but this is an area that has quite a few dishes made from duck and goose, and it's even the birthplace of Foie, which is a fattened duck liver pate. So in this particular area, we have many different river systems. And that's perfect because when we think about in the grape and wine world, river systems allow us small ecosystems in which to produce and grow grapes. Then the river systems, if we think back hundreds of years ago, before there was railroads, it gave us the ability to ship those wines to other parts of the country and even the world. Now if we look at Aquitaine to the north, which now we call modern-day Bordeaux, and we think of southwest France being down a little bit to the south of that, it's been an interesting relationship over the years, and I've always kind of thought of southwest France as really the bastard stepchild of Bordeaux. And let me explain that for just a minute. Southwest France was always kind of the area of the common people, the peasants, so to speak. And Bordeaux was a bit more of the aristocrats. We think of all the beautiful chateaux in Bordeaux and their long legacy of producing rich, elegant wines. Well, southwest France also had a great reputation. But in the eyes of the Bordelais, in other words, the people from Bordeaux, there was always a love-hate relationship with the people of southwest France. And just to put it in perspective, in years when Bordeaux would have a challenging vintage, they loved the people from southwest France because their grapes would ripen. They could bring them into Bordeaux and actually prop up a iffy vintage. On years when Bordeaux had a great vintage, they would by law block the intrusion of grapes coming from southwest France. So always kind of a love-hate. And the waterway systems in southwest France do connect up into Bordeaux, so it really was a bona fide effort to keep those in check. So when we look at southwest France as a whole, currently there's 300 different grapes that they use to produce wine. So really a tremendous spattering of different grapes. 120 of those are native to that particular area. So we see grapes that we don't sometimes see in other parts of either France or the world itself. Soil types in southwest France do vary significantly from being over on the Spanish side where the Pyrenees are, over down into Languedoc-Roussillon. We see everything from marl, which is limestone-rich clay, to granite soils, to sedimentary soils, to even a little bit of schist in some of those different areas. So getting back to our homemade French onion soup, let's talk just a bit about a wine I think will pair beautifully with that, and really a nice reflection of an area in southwest France called Gascogne. So this would be a wine that is technically termed a Côte de Gascogne, grown on the slopes of Gascogne. And this particular wine comes to us from Georges Vignereau. And this is a blend of Ugni-Blanc, and Ugni-Blanc actually is the grape in other countries called Trebbiano. So if you see Ugni-Blanc in France or Trebbiano in Italy, it is the same grape. This also has a bit of Colombard blended into it as well, and Colombard is actually a cross between Goose, which is an ancient French varietal, and Chenin Blanc. So let's take a look and see what we might expect. Looking through this particular wine, we see it's very clear in its color, just slightly yellow, maybe bordering on straw yellow. If we swirl to liberate some of the aromas, leaping out of the glass is everything from just a hint of jasmine and a little bit of ginger to some delicious smelling fruits, things like apricot, a little bit of peach. And let's go ahead and give it a taste. This particular blend is perfect for a savory soup like French onion because A, it has the right amount of acidity to cut through some of the savoriness of a French onion soup. When we get down below into some of the layers, we taste everything from white spring flowers to a little bit of citrus fruits. We start out maybe as a bit of mandarin and then evolve into a little bit of lemon mid-palate. And all the while we have just a slight bit of spiciness on the backside with things like that jasmine and ginger making a reappearance. So I'm going to dig into this French onion soup and enjoy my Ugni-Blanc Colombard. And I ask that you guys come back next time because soon you'll know wine in no time.